My name is Nikki Sobaski, and I am a Skye designer at the Skye factory. A lot of the projects do come word of mouth. This particular project at Northfield came directly from the architect.
On this particular project, I heard about it primarily through an owner that had already seen an installation and was interested in it. We were comparing basically two products, and so I went to the Skye factory website and did a web inquiry at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I think I had a response by 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
We had just released the Revelation, which was really exciting. I sent back an email response to him and said, hey, listen, we just came out with this new product. I think it would look phenomenal in here. We can still do the 8x8. We'll do some larger tiles. We'll do 4 4x4s. He loved it. So we did a photo render for him and sent it over. We had a job within a month, I think. It was a very fast turnaround on this project.
That was one of the things that we saw, MRIs being one of the scariest environments for people to go into because, you know, unlike some of these other areas, it's very loud too, you know, the drum of that magnet going off. So you have this, you know, auditory experience that's coming along with it, and you have, you know, the close claustrophobic space. We needed to be in there, so we were the first to design LEDs specifically for the MRI space.
I knew I wanted some sort of skylight system to be able to open up the MRI, and looked at various options that were MRI compatible, and that's when I discovered Skye Factory.
A lot of folks are familiar with our products, but still will call us for advice on whatever room they're working on, and we really sort of help them with their needs. Having a product like the Luminous SkyCeiling helps reduce anxiety by about 1/3 from a published study that we've done, as well as reduces acute stress by about 50%.
So I recently had an MRI for the first time on my knee, and I really didn't know what to expect. I heard people talk about how it's confining and kind of scary. So I was really pleased when I walked into the MRI room and saw the skylight. It was very bright and kind of warmed up the room, and I immediately felt a little bit calmer. It was nice to be able to look up at the ceiling and see blue sky and clouds, and I think it did help me to relax during the procedure, definitely.
You have technicians, you have radiologists, you have these managers that are in this environment for 8-10 hours a day. You know, many of these environments are in the basement recesses of the hospital, especially in older facilities. So to be able to have a product that's going to be able to open this space up and reconnect them to nature, it's been huge. The best response that I get, the best feedback that I've received has been from the technicians that work in these spaces.
Oftentimes in hospitals, people will use symbolic imagery to offer a positive distraction to their patients. And what we're doing is something that's a little bit different. What we're doing is we're engaging patients in an experience of nature. And the whole goal with that is to create a relaxation response in the observer. We do that using some different spatial and visual cues which aren't present in just a photograph. We give this content an architectural context, which is different than just a pretty picture on the wall.
It's just a very comforting place to walk into now. You don't feel like you're in a medical setting as much as you do if that isn't in place, and you walk in and you're just kind of put at ease.
I think one of the most important things as an MRI tech is being able to carry out a conversation with a patient to take their mind off of the actual MRI. So having the SkyCeiling in there, it's one of the first things the patients notice. They walk in and it's a conversation piece instantly. Super easy to take their mind off the actual MRI and what's going on. We've had a few patients, actually a couple that when they laid on the table they actually thought it was real, which is always kind of a nice little giggle. Once you can break the tension like that, it seems like the MRIs go wonderful. So.
When we first started the Skye factory, immediately we were successful in radiology suites. That's a particular environment where it's completely enclosed. You have no outlet to the outside. We really kind of started in one small area of a hospital, and people saw how effective our products were within that environment. And then people started thinking of other ways to use our products.
The product, I think, would translate really well to some of the corporate projects that we do, and I think particularly of break rooms, employee spaces. We do a lot of collaboration spaces, we call them enclaves, where employees are kind of buried deep within a larger building and maybe removed from opportunity to have daylight via windows, or maybe they're in a multi-story building. So there's a lot of opportunity there, I think.
With over 40 partners around the world, our team has the experience to handle your project in any clinical, healthcare, or specialty interior space. Let the therapeutic benefits of the only research-verified virtual skylights in the world work for you.